Let's learn how to use the law of sines to solve a triangle like this, where we only have two angles and a given side. So we're missing some parts to this triangle, aren't we? We don't have this angle here. We don't know the side lengths distance. We don't know the side lengths distance. So we got to figure out how long is side B, how long is side A, and what's this missing angle right here in my triangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the law of sines. I'll teach you how to break this down, work through this problem so you can solve any triangle when you are given a side and two angles. Okay, first thing, let's find the missing angle. So we all know that 1, 2, 3 angles in any triangle, they all add up to 180. So you can add your 48 and your 97 together. 48 and 97 is going to give me a total of 145. So we are exactly how far away from 180? That's 35 right in this pocket. So that's a 35-degree angle. Okay, so that's simple enough, right? Triangle sum theorem, all triangles have 3 angles that add up to 180. Figure out that missing angle. Once you have that, it's time to start plugging in some information into the law of sines. So we got lowercase a, lowercase b, lowercase c. Remember, when we're talking lowercase letters, variables, those are our side lengths, okay? If we're doing uppercase variables, those are our angle measures. So angle measures are going to go in these locations. Side lengths are going to go in these locations. But we really only have one side length. So we need to make sure we use A over sine A equal to B. These are all equivalent. They're all the same. So we could say B over sine B. And that's going to give me B. Then I'll know the distance of this side length here. But I'm also going to have to figure out the distance of side length C. So as we can see in the law of sines, A over sine A is equal to B over sine B, which is also equal to C over sine C. So we can redo this exact same thing over here, but we have to use A. The reason we're using A is because that's the one that was given to us. So we're going to say A over sine A is equal to C over sine C. And now we can put information into each one of these and solve, because we can cross multiply and isolate the variable we're looking for. So A, lowercase a would be 12. That's my side length. So I'm saying 12 over sine capital A. That's my angle measure for A, which is 48. So I need to put 48 right in there. That's going to be equivalent to B, which is unknown. We don't know how long that side is yet. We're about to. And then B is over sine angle B, which is 35 degrees. So we got 35 degrees right there. Now, if we cross multiply, 12 times sine 35 is just 12 sine 35. And that's going to be equal to, now this is going to multiply by B. And because we're multiplying, if we're going to get, here, I'll just show it. We're going to get sine 48 B. But then because this is being multiplied by B, we can divide by sine 48. Most kids are just going to go straight to putting this information on the bottom, sine 48, because that'll happen every time, right? This part's going to multiply by B. You're going to have to divide it. So just put the division right in there right away. You don't have to necessarily show that step. It can go a lot quicker if you don't. Okay, but now you notice all we have left is B. So B is going to be equal to 12 sine 35 divided by sine 48. And we'll let the calculator do all the work there for us so we can get a value that we're looking for. So let me write this down, sine 48. Let's do a quick review of everything we did. We're using the law of sine. These two are equivalent. All I'm doing is replacing A with the value 12, capital A with angle 48, capital B with angle 35. Boom, boom, and the 12's right there. Cross multiplication happens, giving us this. Divide by sine 48 to cancel sine 48 on this side, leaving you with just B. Now let your calculator do the work and it'll spit out a value for you. So let's find out what that value is. Let me grab my calculator. We're going to go 12 sine 35 is equal to 6.88, We're going to divide that by sine 48. Make sure that your calculators are in degrees. But what I end up getting here is 9.26, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm just going to round this to 9.3. This is approximately 9.3 in distance. So if this side was 12, side B is 9.3 approximately, okay? And the only reason I'm saying approximately is because I had to round it. We all saw that that decimal goes for quite a while, okay? So we're no need to give all that decimal, okay? So good, we found B. We found the missing angle right away by using the triangle sum theorem. We have one more law of sine to complete, and then we'll know what side C is, and then we'll have 1, 2, 3 angles and 1, 2, 3 sides. We will have solved the triangle and got all the parts missing. So what was lowercase a again? Lowercase a is a 12. So 12 over sine. And then we have a capital A. Remember what capital A means? That's our angle measure, 48. And then that's going to be equivalent to C, which is unknown. So keep it C. But we do know sine C is sine. Find that angle measure for C, 97. 97 goes right there where the capital C was. Okay, remember that cross multiplication is going to happen. This is going to multiply by C, but then we're just going to have to divide it off. So this is what I was saying. Most kids, they're just going to say 12 times sine 97 is 12 sine 97. And then you can divide right away by sine 48 because you know you're going to have to get to that point anyways. And that's going to be equal to C, which is now isolated. I'm basically just skipping showing that step right there where we cancel sine 48 off. Okay, sine 48 will end up on the bottom. So again, we're ready to go. We have an isolated variable of C. Grab your calculator, let it do the tough stuff. 12 sine 97. Divide that by sine 48. And I'm left with 16.027, which would be approximately, C is approximately 0.027. So it's approximately 16. If I round that to the nearest tenth, I'm going to get 16.0. So we're going to just say it's approximately 16. So now what we can do is we can go over here to this side, say that this is approximately 16 units. And now we've had a triangle with 1, 2, 3 angles given, 1, 2, 3 sides given. You know everything you need to know about that triangle. Hopefully this makes sense. Study hard and good luck on your upcoming test.